Hello and welcome to the April 2025 focus reading. I'm Maureen Frank, the Mandala Lady. Let's get started. I call in our teams of guides and angels with the intention of receiving whatever insight and guidance is in our best interest to receive at this time as it relates to how best to focus our energies for the month of April 2025. So right off the bat, I'm seeing this heralding type trumpet, from it's coming from the right to the left. Let's see, where they have the flags hanging down from it. Oh, this is not the best rendition, but so, like one of the, how can I do? Yeah, so it's a heralding trumpet, and has a flag or banner. So that's where we're starting. Usually that's used for good news. It is good news. It's always good news. Okay. All right, so we have the heralding trumpet. Where do we go from here? Okay. Okay, is it the Swiss flag? No, it's the. All right, so the banner that I'm seeing is like the red crosses. I have a red marker. I'm sure I do, so I can be legit with this. Very loosely drawn. Under the heralding, as if to say help is on the way, help is on the way. We just have to ask for it. So immediately I'm getting that our teams of guides and angels are always around us to help us. So we need to ask them for help. My understanding is they are not in a position to intervene unless we ask for their help. And especially in times of uncertainty and confusion, instead of trying to figure it out in our brain or trying to figure out how to resolve things at the level that a problem or issue is created, to tap into another source, that source being this higher vibrational energy, guides and angels, whatever name you want to give, that's here to help. And so how does that look? And whatever way that works best for you to connect with them. So for me, I set the intention to connect with them as I did at the beginning of this reading. But maybe one way you could do it is to put your question, issue, whatever, write it out on a piece of paper and stick it under your pillow, and ask to receive a dream. Especially if you are someone who remembers their dreams, or if you really want to start remembering your dreams, you can set the intention as you go off to sleep. I intend to remember my dreams, or at least the one dream that's important for me to remember, something to that effect. And then you put your question under a pillow, or whatever your sleeping setup is, and ask to receive insight and guidance that way. And it may take a couple of days of putting that on there and releasing it, letting it go. You can set the intention for the insight to come to you a time limit, say within the next 48 hours. Give me some kind of insight into how best to resolve this issue or to answer this question. And you can even tell them to make it as clear as possible that there's no question as to what this guidance would be. Okay, anything more to add? Yes, they want to add more. So, okay, so add that. All right. So, along with the heralding trumpet, I see the heralding trumpeter, who looks like something from the days of, the Three Musketeers. I'm seeing the hat with the big feather and the ornate garb, puff sleeves, and the whole 9 yards of that look. And this person who's using the trumpet is waving in more people to join in to make it really loud and clear that we're here, and we're here to help you. Okay. Anything else to add to that? Okay. So, can you give me other insight of how best to? Oh, yeah. So, other ways that you can tap in for insight. This is a fun way to journal, but write with your dominant hand, write your question, issue, or whatever it is that you want to write, and then let your non dominant hand write the answer. Um, I did this with my mom's energy after she passed, and I swear it almost looked like her handwriting, and it just felt like it was her. It just though even the words she used sounded just like her. But you can use that to tap into your higher self, ask to connect with your higher self, or your team with guides and angels, or whatever it is that you connect with. What's some other ways? Oh, well, obviously, yes, you can sit, meditate, and the to get quiet and still, and put the forth the question, and then just allow yourself to receive. That's a key component. Allow yourself to receive whatever the insight is. Oh, and on more than one occasion in the shower, I've gotten insights or an idea. If I was struggling with a piece of art, how to make something work, it would just kind of pop in my head. There's something about the water energy and the water flowing over. So whatever element that you relate to, if you are very much an earth element type person, and maybe it's sitting out in nature, being doing some gardening or something that you get right into the dirt. And basically what you're doing is you're keeping your brain busy so that it opens the channel for your higher self information to come through. Anything else to add? Oh, yes, there's more. Okay, there's more. It has to do with the picture. Oh, my interpretation of the picture. Okay, all right. So, kind of in the language of that time, of the musketeer time, it's like, fear not, fear not. We're we're here to help you. Um, yes, it's challenging. It's very easy to get wrapped up in fear. So how can we work through that? Yeah, yeah. Fear not. We're You're not alone. We're here. Ask. Oh, yeah. And you can, even if you don't have a question or issue, you can ask for signs of their presence. So for me, I'll see feathers in unusual places when I know my mom or dad are around. Their energy, usually they show up as dimes and pennies. My mom's the dime, my dad's the pennies, and that always gives me comfort in knowing that, oh, they're here. They know what's going on. Um, yeah. Oh, yes. Okay. Thank you. Another thing, a clue or a signal is, or sign, is if you see something unusual, like if you're standing at a crosswalk getting ready to cross the street, but you have to wait for light change, and all of a sudden 5 white cars go by, that it's something like that that gets your attention. Check in to see, is there a message in that, or if you're out for a walk and all of a sudden you see 2 squirrels that are playing around, running up and down trees, and or a bird. The other day, matter of fact, when I was on my walk, I saw this vulture flying overhead, and my understanding of vultures, that they are the oh gosh, what's the word? they connect the living with those who have passed on. They're like the closest to that energy of that of people or entities that have passed on. Anyway, so I always like to see the vultures when they're flying. Well, this day it was, yeah, just yesterday that the vulture was flying, and then it came down a little lower, and purposely it looked like, to me anyway, it looked like it was purposely flying overhead, and then it went on. So it stopped circling, flew over me, and then flew on. And I said thank you, and just let it know. To me, it was letting me know that what I was thinking of in that time, at that time, it felt like a confirmation for me. So pay attention to things that just seem unusual or unique or curious, and just check in and ask, do you have a sense that, is there a sign that, was that some kind of a sign, and ask for what that could be. Anything else to add? No, that covers it. So if we were to sum this up, um, we're being reminded that help is here. Now more than ever, it feels like we need to, we're being reminded to take advantage of the help that's out there for us. And for maybe a lot of us, it's just a matter of practicing with this energy, practicing with the idea of connecting and listening, asking for help, and looking for signs of their help. And there's multiple ways. And you can even say to the powers that be to make their presence known in a way that works best for you. Okay, yeah, for instance, I have an aunt that passed when I was only about a year old, so I didn't really know her, but my dad and her were really had a special bond. And it was towards the end of my dad's life, and I wanted her to see if she was still around, and asked, so I asked if, for a sign that she was around. So I came up with the idea of a pink feather. Can you show up as a pink feather? And nothing happened. And then I read something that said, for those who have been away from being in human form, it might be a little harder for them to manifest something in the physical, especially if they haven't really practiced it. So since I already had the association that my mom was dimes, that I said, well, how about you show up as quarters? So I was just looking around for quarters to show up, and nothing showed up. And then the next night, I had this dream. The scene from The Wizard of Oz, when the characters are running through the poppy fields towards Emerald City, those hills. Well, in the dream, those hills were completely covered in thousands and thousands and thousands of quarters. So where her energy was not able to physically manifest a quarter in this dimension, in my dreams, she meant not just one quarter. It was, literally had to be like millions of quarters that were in this scene. So that was, I know she was funny and she had a sense of humor. So it doesn't surprise me that not only did she show me one quarter, she said, well, if I'm going to show you one, I might as well show you a million of them. So yes, I'm hearing to take advantage of them, which sounds like a negative way to say it, but they are there to help us. And we don't have to try and figure these things out for ourselves. We can ask for help. And if it makes it easier for you, start with something easy, the manifesting of a parking space. Tell them that, I need help, can you give me a parking space around a certain spot. In the last week, that has been working really well for me. But start with something easy and then work up to the more challenging, what you may see as challenging. It's not challenging for them, but maybe challenging for you, and especially as you're building up confidence in connecting with them. Is there anything else to add to that? No. So this month is, yeah, it's really all about asking for help. It's okay to ask for help. They will help. They're there. they're they're heralding their presence. Okay. All right. Have a fantastic April 2025. Until next time, do take care. Bye bye.